Hello, hello, happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday at noon, which means it's the weekly Facebook yoga show with me, Irena Miller. And hello, if we haven't met, I teach yoga. I share ways to lose the aches, the pains, and the worries through yoga movement and through visualizations and through the breath. And today I want to do just that. Make some breathing room for you. Because let me ask you if you've ever come across a situation where you feel like you're getting crowded out. There is not room for your breath, there's not room for your thoughts, and sometimes you feel like there's not even room for you, your physical body. I can find this often, these scenarios in the grocery store, when it's busy, and you feel like, I'll never get up to the bin of apples or to get up and wiggle my way into the greens, just when there's so many different people. So what can you do to really, in a loving and a kind way, make space? So here's what happened to me, if I can share a quick story with you. I was standing in line at the fish counter, and I was trying to check out and see what was available. And I was walking up and down the counter, and there was a person or two in front of me. And as I'm kind of checking and looking, some other people started gathering and coming up. And at this point, it was a free-for-all, right? It wasn't busy when I got there, and there were no numbers to be taken. And I could tell very much that this gentleman decided he wanted to be next in line. So he popped up and he kind of started wedging his way in front of me. And when you could just feel that, when you feel somebody crowding in on your space, and you think, wait a second, I was here first. You're cutting in line. That's not cool. Hello, Candy. So fabulous to have you. Thanks for joining. So as I'm standing there in line at the fish market and I feel this guy totally cutting me off, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to start wiggling my way up. I was here first. And then I thought, why? I'm not in a rush. It's not going to kill me or hurt me if I let him go before me. Sure, why not? So I'm standing there and I'm thinking about it, and I'm just kind of waiting in line. And I thought, why don't I try this technique? Something I learned years ago that I do off and on. And it's a way for me just to make space and say, hey, I'm here. My voice has a place. I have something valuable to share. I'm not just to be shoved to the side. It's not to take a dictatorial kind of approach to I rule the room, but it's basically saying, hey, I have a voice. Please, let's listen and we'll respect all voices here. So what I did, and I'm going to teach you this, and it's amazing what happened next. I'll teach it to you, and then I'll share with you what happened. So I'm going to have you close your eyes and welcome in a few deep breaths. And imagine a beautiful set of roots growing from the soles of your feet deep down into the earth center. You're anchoring it. Now, why do we do this? We do this to become grounded. We do this so that we don't take things so personally, right? Because the guy who was cutting me off, he may not have genuinely realized I was standing there in line. It may not have been conscious at all. So we ground, so we don't take things so personally. Then we just make some breathing space. You imagine you have arms that are 10 to 12 feet in length that you reach out beside you, in front of you, behind you, above you, into the earth beneath you. It's like you're making a 12-foot bubble all around you. Breathing space. And anything in your bubble that's not helping or serving, you release it to the earth. Let it go. And it'll be recycled into something of great beauty. And you imagine a beautiful golden light wash over the whole body. Why golden? Because that's a color of neutrality. It's putting you into a neutral space, taking the charge out of the moment. We're not going to be angry. We're not going to go on the defense or offense. We're just going to simply move into neutrality. And then imagine a beautiful golden light from the four corners of your feet going to the four corners of the room where the floor meets the wall. And you silently say to yourself, my floor. And imagine a beautiful green light going from the crown of your head to the four corners of the ceiling where ceiling and wall meet. And you silently say to yourself, my ceiling. Acknowledge the walls in front of you, behind you, and on either side of you. And you silently say to yourself, my room. and you breathe. And that's it. You don't even have to close your eyes for it. When I was standing in line at the fish market counter, I had my eyes open the whole time. I did that, and I probably did it in about a minute or 30 seconds even. Really, really quick. And when the guy behind the counter said, okay, who's next? That gentleman, he took a big step forward, and I just watched. And all of a sudden he paused, and he turned, and he looked at me, and he said, wait a second, I think you were here first. And my whole body just lit up. I said, thank you. And I took my place in line. But what an interesting approach, right? And this can be playful. Always, always be playful. Don't take yourself or these things too seriously. What we're doing is we're moving into the land of play, into imagination, because if you can't imagine it, there's going to be no way that you can create it, as one of my teachers says. You have to get into that playful space. So I invite you, give this little visualization a try when you're out in a crowd and you find that you're just being cramped down on, you can't find room to breathe. You feel like not only are you not being seen, but everybody else is cutting in front of you and your spot is totally lost. Instead of fighting, instead of getting up in arms, try the visualization. It's amazing how these work. I can tell you story after story of how the simplest of techniques like this have made all the difference. Let me know in the comments if you try this and what happens. I'd love to hear. And then, of course, if you want to dive deeper into work like this, join me in my Yoga with Irena Facebook group. I'd love to have you join the group over there and have some fun getting to know the amazing people and the work and the play that we do as we go on this path towards studying and learning about yoga. So thanks for joining me. Have an incredible day, and I'll see you next Wednesday at noon. Lots of love. Bye. Yay, Candy. Oh, I'm glad to see, yeah, wonderful results. It works well. So try it. It's even fun sometimes with the doggies. And my little doggies here, you might have heard the bone chewing. I'll show you because Candy loves the doggies. Oh, she's running away. Where's she going? It's all messy. I'm in my little office as I'm getting the basement redone after the flood. All right. Catch you guys later.